Hi, Tom Fazzard here from New Berlin, Wisconsin. Welcome to my latest video series. This one is a series of videos offering some insight, some ideas, suggestions to help get you perhaps rethinking about your business principles, some new ideas to help spur you along. They're based upon this fascinating book that I came upon recently. It's the Mars Pathfinder Approach to Bigger, Better, or I should say faster, better, cheaper. In it, the authors highlight and talk about 13 principles that they realized went into and became the core of the NASA Mars project called Pathfinder, which you may recall ultimately put the little vehicle Pathfinder on Mars in July of 1997. There are 13 core principles that moved NASA and Jet Propulsion Laboratory toward a very successful mission, which, interestingly enough, can also apply to business. What they've done is taken these 13 and talked about how they apply to that mission, but also spent some time talking about them in a general sense. And that's what I'd like to do in this video series. I've taken 7 of the 13. I encourage you to take a look, see if you can find this book online or perhaps at a used bookstore. It's a fascinating read and not that difficult at all. See how these principles might apply to you. So in this video, video number 1, I'll start with their first principle, which is set goals that make you stretch. Probably heard something like that quite a bit in your career, especially as a salesperson. Here's some thoughts that the author had. The most important aspect of how to begin deals with where you expect to end. So point yourself toward a dramatic destination. Why? Because high aspirations fire the imagination. When we aim our efforts toward something truly special, it stimulates us to think in a completely different scale. Stretch goals force us to go beyond gradual improvements. This triggers our competitive spirit and turns on our creativity. That's a very common principle, again, as I said, especially in sales, going beyond just the typical day-to-day living, typical goals, but really stretching yourself. Setting high expectations for yourself, also for your company, your co-workers. I recall this interesting comment in here too. He says that it begins with where you expect to end. That applies, of course, not only to you, but also your clients. You're looking out for their long-term goals. Doing so, that can help you set the weekly and perhaps monthly projects and steps. See, otherwise we tend to get into maybe a day-to-day, kind of an incremental living. I know I find that to be true. A lot of times I get so wrapped up in my daily schedule that I'm thinking, project A, and then project B, and then project C. Every once in a while you need to step back and think, well, what are my long-term goals? What do I hope to achieve for, the remainder of 2012? And then what about 2013? But also stretching ourselves so that we're constantly pushing ourselves to improve ourselves. Otherwise you end up with more of a, average or mundane growth. And also creativity. Your advertising, your marketing. What are some new things you can do to help spur on your business? Beyond just the typical, let's say, Facebook advertising or networking. What can you do that's different, that's cutting edge, a little maybe off the wall, outside the box? That'll help you grow, prosper. Of course you learn. You find things that work or don't work, but overall help you in the long term. Set goals that make you stretch. This is Tom Fazzard from New Berlin, Wisconsin saying, welcome to my video series. Look forward to video number 2, and good luck in your business.